Mansions, horses, and blackmail. The Dubai Royals custody battle. A ruling by a judge at the High Court detailed an order to Dubai ruler to provide more than £554 million to settle a long running custody battle with his ex wife Jordan Princess Haya over their two children. From buying race horses on a whim to owning a room full of jewelry, the London custody battle between Dubai rulers and his ex-wife has shone a light on the opulent lifestyle of ultra-rich Middle Eastern royalty. A ruling published on Tuesday by a judge at the High Court detailed an order to Dubai's ruler Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum to provide more than £554 million to settle a long running custody battle with his ex wife Jordan's Princess Haya over their two children. Here are the details of some of the evidence about their lifestyle from Haya, the legal team, and from the judge's ruling. Blackmail. During the hearing, Haya was questioned about £6.7 million in payments he had made to four unnamed members of her security team, who had threatened to expose an affair she was having with one of her bodyguards, and why she had used money from the children's bank account. I was very frightened, Haya said when asked why she had money from the children's accounts to pay them off. I was scared, and that was the money that was available in that amount. The first payment to a member of our security team was for £1.12 million before two more then also blackmailed her for more than 4 million. Finally, a fourth man was paid £1.2 million, the sex lawyers Nigel Dyer said. I realize I have not heard the alleged blackmailers, but nobody should be blackmailed. Must have been frightened at this point, Judge Philip Moore said in his ruling. I have already recognized that it would have been better if she had used her own funds to deal with the blackmailers, but I accept that she was in very difficult position indeed. She would have desperate for not to find out. Houses. London residence. Haya bought her mansion in West London near Kensington Palace, home to Britain's Prince William and his wife, in 2016 for £87.5 million, and it is now worth about £100 million. The court also told it was refurbished in 2017-8 at a cost of £14.7 million, which included £9.3 million for structural work and £2.8 million for fixtures and fittings. The princess asked for £1 million a year towards a 10-year refurbishment and for the sect to cover the cost of 5 houses and a handyman, as well as £223,000 a year contract with a property maintenance company. She also wanted £9 lakh a year for wear and tear such as new curtains, carpets and replacement furniture, and £1 lakh to cover cleaning products, dry cleaning and appliances. We always kept it very high standard that it is the amount of people needed to keep it as it is now, Haya said. Moore agreed to the £10 million refurbishment, £5 lakh for wear and tear, and £223,000 for the maintenance cost. Castlewood. The princess also requested large sums for the upkeep of her Castlewood mansion in Berkshire, west of London, which had been left to her by her father, the late King Hussein of Jordan. She wanted £770,000 a year for maintenance and the cost of 2 estates manager and the 3 housekeepers over 10 years that spending £7.7 million on a house worth only £4.5 million, Dyer said. Moore awarded her running cost in full, £1,25,000 annually for wear and tear and £2 lakh per year towards a 10-year refurbishment. Horses. If I wanted a horse, I bought one, Haya told the court in testimony about finances before her divorce. During the custody battle, Haya claimed that over 400 race horses had run in her name, including the Epsom Derby winner New Approach, and her children remained the registered owners and sought £75 million in compensation for those that still belonged to her. The Sheikh, one of the world's most influential horse owners and breeders, who with his brother set up Godolphin horse racing stable, said the horses had run in her colors but belonged to Godolphin. Dyer said that the list of her racehorse claims grew from 16 to 26 to 62 and that some of the horses had died or even sold. He cited one horse, Ben Vakri, for which he asked £4 lakh in compensation. It came last in its final race in September 2019 and was sold in May 2021 for £20,000. In a statement to the court, Mohammed said Haya had never received any winning from her horses. She had a £15 million sum she had been paid by him in March 2018 after the Dubai World Cup was prize money, while he said it was for doing a good job for organizing his gets. He said, "It's my money. There are many horses who are my wife and who should uh, have it," Haya said. It was an incredible, generous thing for Sheikh Mohammed to do. The judge ruled in his favor, saying it is obvious that the horses were part of the Godolphin because the stable paid for the upkeep and kept the winning and stud fees and agreed the £15 million was a gift. Holidays and leisure. During her marriage, the family spent £631,000 on one summer vacation in Italy, and on another occasion, the bill for a hotel in Greece was €274,000, Moore said in his ruling. He granted Haya's request for funding to go abroad 9 weeks of the year and 2 more weeks vacation in Britain, as well as 3 weekends in Jordan and 3 weekends in Britain. Moore said he had to decide what is reasonably, while remembering that exceptional wealth and remarkable standard of living enjoyed by these children during the marriage take this case entirely out of the ordinary. The total award for a holiday was £5.1 million a year, including more than £1 million for hiring private planes and almost a million for hotels and food. Moore awarded her a further £1 million to spend on leisure. He also granted £277,050 a year for spending on pets, including £25,000 to buy horses and £12,000 for toys, grooming, and training on unspecified animals. Clothes and jewelry. Haya, who said her ex-husband had been very generous to her during the marriage, asked for £52 million as compensation for what she claimed were missing clothes and jewelry. She said her collection of haute couture was worth about €74 million, and only the most basic items had been returned to her and after she fled to Britain. Haya said most of her jewelry, including diamonds, pearls, sapphires, and emeralds, had been left in palace in Dubai and subsequently disappeared. One diamond set alone, including a necklace, ring, and earring, was worth £1 million. If you put all the pieces in the room spread across the courtroom, it would be full, Haya said. I was spoiled with wonderful gifts which I enjoyed very, very much at the time. The judge was shown a 23-minute video in a walk-in safe being opened in Dubai Palace where her jewelry was kept, and he said what was left seemed pretty standard fare. He awarded for her £13.7 million for missing jewelry and the relatively modest sum of £1 million for lost clothes. Prince Ali. Haya had funded an unsuccessful campaigning by her brother Prince Ali to become president of FIFA in 2016 with the blessing of her ex-husband, the Sheikh lawyers told the court. He also said Haya had paid $5 million on October 2019 to her brother for her 10-year cost of maintaining his home in Jordan. Baraka Place and her provided him with £4 lakh a year in financial support during the marriage with the Sheikh's agreement. Sheikh Mohammed was very kind to members of my family, she said, adding she did not want Ali to be suddenly cut off nor her children to feel obliged to continue making the payments if something were to happen to her. Thank you.